Hi there, welcome back. This is CC Cycle 1 and Week 4. Today we are skip counting the 7s and the 8s for math. And so for the 7s, we sing it to the tune of Frère Jacques. And in class today, we swayed back and forth from left to right because the tune is a little bit of a slower tune as we skip counted our 7s. And for the 8s, we took turns circling one of the products of 8. And whenever we skip counted the 8s and we got to one of the numbers that the students had circled, we would snap our fingers on that number. So that is how we covered our skip counting today. For English, we are learning another set of prepositions, and today we did that to the motions that we're adding to our completed list and song with motions. And the motions for this week's prepositions are before, behind, below, beneath. You take your below and you squat, so beneath and beside. Just take your hands and move them to the side. So that's before, behind, below, beneath, beside. And then for history, we have tell me about the 7 wonders of the ancient world. So for this, we took a tour of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. We started out just listing them off, what all those 7 wonders of the ancient world are. And then we played the CC song for history for week 4. And I had posted the different pictures of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. This is a document that I actually got off of CC Connected. I think that you might be able to find one on the Sandbox as well. But many different homeschoolers have posted different options of things, pictures and things you can show for the 7 wonders of the ancient world. And so I printed off one of those and posted pictures around the room, and as we sang the song, we did it like we were taking a tour of these places in a museum or something. So the 7 wonders of the ancient world, and when we're looking at the pyramids of Giza, we're standing in front of the picture of the pyramids of Giza, looking at the pyramids of Giza. Then we move over to the Hanging Gardens of Babylon as we're singing that part, and we keep doing that, moving to each of the new pictures as we sing that portion of the song. And that is how we covered history for today. For Latin, we are continuing on with our first declension noun endings, and they are ah, I, ah. And so what we do is I have on the board just pictures of what these things should sound like versus what we may pronounce those letters as in the English language. And so we have pictures to help us have clues to what they sound like. Today we did it just to a little motion as we said it. So ah, I would point. So ah, ah. And then for the plural, we did I, is, as, is, just adding some movement as we sing the tune. And that is how we cover our first declension noun endings. So the CC has a tune to this, and it actually goes through it 3 times in a row. So if you're singing that tune, you only have to sing it a couple times, and the sounds are so catchy that it sticks. For timeline today, we are at 1000 BC. So 1, and then you take your hands like this for 1000. Then we have early Native Americans. This is like the feathers that we do from our cheek to our ear for early Native Americans. Then Israel divides. This is the sign for divides into 2 kingdoms. Then we have Homer. We make an H, so Homer and Hesiod. And then we have Rome, founded by Romulus and Remus. This is 2 R's. And those were the twin brothers. That's why we hold those up together. So Rome founded by Romulus and Remus. Then we have Israel. This is an I. So Israel falls to Assyria. Remember the bow and arrow for the Assyrians, as they were known for their skills in archery. And then the next one is Assyria falls to Babylon. Then we're going to make P's with our fingers, just like this. And the P is standing for philosopher, because the last one is Lao Tzu, Confucius, and Buddha. And that is our timeline for this week with all the motions. For geography, we learned the Hittite Empire, And so what we did as usual is they each took their own color of dry erase marker, and I would point to each thing and then they would highlight that with their own dry erase marker as they said the name of that place. And then we put it to the tune of Arabian Nights, because part of the Hittite Empire is the Arabian Desert. So very fitting to sing it to Arabian Nights. And so the tune sounds like this. Hittite Empire, Hittite Empire, Asia Minor, Hattusa, Cyprus, Arabian Desert. And that is how we covered geography. For science, we are learning what are some parts of a plant cell, and we sang all the parts to the tune of He's Got the Whole World in His Hands, and it sounds like this. Some parts of a plant cell are nucleus, cytoplasm, vacuole, mitochondria, cell membrane, cell wall, chloroplast, and Golgi bodies. And that's how we covered science. That's all of our memory work for this week, week 4. See you next week for week 5. Bye.